Alright, here is a 2006-07 Lasko 16-inch wall fan model 3016. This was a recent find. This was found inside a trash bag. Um, this was fairly well used. It was a bit dirty before I cleaned it up. And the motor was pretty much filled with dust. And I'm surprised it still works. The bearings were locked up, so I had to free it up. And it works fine now. Of course, this one is not like the other ones. This one's a very different version. This will be the last version to have the Wavy K logo. The badge is a bit scratched up. I don't know how. Has the 2000s motor cover, the 3-position neck bracket, the base design used at the time, the pole cord, and a 3-pronged blue power cord. That you see here. This one apparently does not have a third prong, but I don't think it really matters because this is not like it's a metal fan. But yeah. I first thought that this version would pop out, I guess, around 2003 or 4. Apparently this is not the case, as if you remember right, there was a version with the older style motor cover from 2005 or 6 that had the blue plug in it already. This one has the older style blade cap, and just like that Air King 9106A, this one has the floppy blade set, which I really don't like. And it does not have an impressive amount of pitch like the ones from the year 2000 or 2001 had. This is pretty much shows you a decline in Lasko's quality with blade sets. But anyways, let's try the fan on. So here is low. And right off the bat, this thing is shaking a whole amount. I don't know if you can see this, but it's definitely vibrating intensely. And this weight is not even that heavy, which is quite insane. Yep. That is not good. I could pretty much see that bat shaking a lot. That is vibrating really badly right there. I could see the grills moving. I don't know how this thing is so out of balance, but it is. I don't know if I'm able to capture it right here. Because yeah, it seems to be off clock from the back. That is terrible. And I don't know if there's also the issue with the blade hub, but it's definitely not well aligned to the shaft. Let me see the airflow real quick. It is definitely impressive. I mean, it could have been a bit more with the thicker blade set, which is a slightly bit more balanced than this one. Let's see if the shaking goes away with medium. Okay, that is insanely atrocious though. I cannot imagine having this on the wall. That is horrible. That is insanely horrible. I don't know what's with the balance on this one. but I've seen better wall fans compared to this one, but it's mainly an issue with this blade set in specific, because whenever I'm out somewhere and I see one of these wall fans, it's always the case that the fan will be shaking intensely. And I can see it. And I think the video is capturing that grill, which is a bit loose. It's the front grill that's a bit smaller in size. And therefore it's loose and it starts to rattle and stuff. Airflow is very good though. But the balance is not what it should be. It's very atrocious. This would be very disturbing, especially at night when you're trying to sleep and then you hear the wall vibrating just because of this thing. Oh my god, it got worse. That is bad. It is. This is horrible. Probably one of the worst case scenarios I've seen. It was the same thing with the 9106A. That playset was also out of balance, and this thing is not even warped, which is even crazier. Just look at that. Look how wobbly it is. And you can see the front grill right there. It's loose. Doesn't fit properly. It's been the case with Lasko ever since they introduced the plastic grills. I don't know why they changed it. They should have kept the metal front grill, at least. But even with that, they don't design it properly. That is very atrocious. Had to fix the oscillation though, and it also is fine. But you can hear the amount of noise it's making. It's intensely horrible. That is horrible. I was supposed to go back to video, but I passed it. Yeah. I can see why most places, when they have this specific model, they don't run them at high. High speed, it's insanely atrocious. That is crazy. And another thing I noticed, this motor uses a 4 microfarad capacitor, and I don't know if that affects the motor, but I'm guessing because there is not a very major difference between high and medium, like there is to low. Because if you listen to the speed change between low and medium, you will see what I mean. Yeah, it's medium right there. Yeah, not much difference there. That is atrocious. It's a strong air mover despite it having a bit decreased pitch, but the balance is just not, it's just insanely horrible. I don't know how this model did not get recalled, but it just seemed to pass the quality control test. That is insane. You can see that right there. And I can feel a whole ton of vibrations through the bed frame, which should not be. Because if this is going to be on a wall and this thing is going to produce massive vibrating sounds, then this thing is completely useless. I don't know if that's affecting the bed frame as well. Check real quick. And yeah, it is. Jeez. Just look at that. It's also vibrating the bed frame. That's unbearable right there. Well, it's time to shut it off then. I'll just position this right here. Wow. It's probably no big surprise why the bearings go. Oh my god. You see that again. That is insane right there. Yeah, I've seen fans wobble with while spinning down, but that just shows you how the bounces is. Let me see the pitch right there. One of these is out of clock. That is bad. Well. I mean, airflow performance, decent. Amount of vibration, atrocious, but there you have it. That's the Lasko 3016 16-inch wall fan from 2006 or 2007.